Hey, everybody in YouTube world. Okay, so yesterday we kind of dropped into the world of Lauren Babic and Crazy 88. And I told everyone that we were really going to kind of try to stay out of the rabbit hole when it comes to people like Violet Orlandi, Lauren Babic, and Halocene, and so many of the other amazing women who do covers of songs. And then just now, we did The Sound, which was a song that I hate. And I mean on a visceral level. A song that I hate so much when it comes on the radio, I wanna flip the channel off. When my kids say, "Dad, can we listen to The Sound again?" It's like, no! I mean, for those who saw my reaction to The Sound, go watch it real quick. It was a song that came out a few years ago, and my youngest would make me play it in the car on the way to school, on the way back from school, on the way to dance, on the way back from dance, on the way to grandma's house, on the way back from grandma's house. For like 2.5 months. That's the only thing she'd listen to. And it was the song, the 1975, that band, The Sound. And I never, ever wanted to hear that song again. Well, after the end of the 2 reactions I did yesterday with Lauren Babic and Crazy 88, I realized on the tag that they did The Sound. So I had to do a reaction to it to see if I would freak out about it. And Crazy 88 and Lauren Babic did such a good job of that cover and the way they rearranged the song. I actually like it. They made me like a song that I told myself I'd never listen to again. Ever. So now that we've done that one this morning, I was looking through the list of all the ones you wanted me to do, and I was looking at the Aerials one. Everyone said it's System of a Down. Do Aerials with Violet Orlandi and Lauren and Halocene, and I was like, Addie from Halocene and them. And I was going to do it, but then I thought, you know what? I shouldn't, because I haven't reacted to System of a Down's version of it. I didn't think that would be fair, right? And right below it is that one. Don't Stop Believing is not just a song from my childhood. It's a song from a lot of our childhoods. And it's a song of hope. And it's a song of never giving up. And it's a song that... It was an enigmatic rock song of the early 80s in arena rocks. Journey went from a tiny little band to the largest band on the planet because they were singing songs that every member of the crowd could just... Every single one of their songs was anthems. It was nothing but anthems. And my oldest daughter, Megan, you guys have met her, right? You guys remember the Broadway play Rockstar, right? Was it Rockstar? Or I think so. They did a movie with it with Tom Cruise. Don't watch the movie. But if you get a chance to see the Broadway musical, check it out. Well, when Megan was in high school, they did this Broadway production in their high school. She went to a high school in central Louisiana that, you know, some high schools have like football is the biggest thing they have. No. This school's biggest thing was theater. And they had a huge, amazing theater building. And they did theater productions where they did rigging, the fly rigging, where you could fly Peter Pan and Wendy. They did Peter Pan. In fact, Megan, my daughter, you just met her, she was Wendy. And they did Staying Alive. But you know what else they did? They did the Rockstar one. And one of the songs that Megan had to learn, she had to learn every 80s hair song there was. And this was one of her favorites. And it's one of my favorites growing up as a kid, you know? Remember what we said about going in the rabbit hole? At this point, the white rabbit with his little stopwatch has hit me in the head, knocked me out, and pulled me deep. I mean, I don't think I'm going to get out of this one. This is the cover of Journey, Don't Stop Believing by Halocene, featuring F211, Violet Orlandi, Lauren Babic, and Cole Rolland. I don't know who, is it Cole or Coley Rolland? I don't know who F211 is. We're about to find out. Like and subscribe to the channel. Check us out on oldschoolnerd.com. But in the meantime, take a deep breath. Okay. Hold on. Just in case I start crying. I want to have moisture. I don't want to dehydrate if I start crying. Quite possibly the greatest arena rock live anthem of my childhood. That was a positive song that made everyone just want to get up and believe in themselves. Get up and finish out whatever they were struggling with. Covered by amazing, amazing women and men from both Halocene and all these amazing reactors and cover artists. Here we go. I'm bracing myself. Here we go. Don't Stop Believing, the Journey cover by Halocene, featuring F211, Violet Orlandi, Lauren Babic, and Cole Rolland. Whoa. It took 5 channels, 12 years, 1,058 plus videos, and 546,858,655 plus views to get this video made. I'm assuming this is Halocene. Is this Halocene? Wait, Halocene. Yeah, Halocene, F211, Violet Orlandi, Lauren Babic, and Cole Rolland. All 5 of their channels over, combined 12 years. That's a lot of videos to get this made. That's awesome. I don't know why I'm pausing on that. Let's go. Whoa, that is different. Okay. Cole Rolland is obviously here, the guitarist. Wait, isn't Cole Rolland a guest on one of Leo's songs at like a guitar symposium or something? I think I've seen him on a Leo video. It doesn't matter. Okay, already they are putting in some different variations on the arrangement to the original. How do I know that? Because I've only heard the original 47 million times. If you go to Journey's Don't Stop Believing video on YouTube from the live show, there's like 60 million views on it. Yeah, 45 million of those are mine. That's how much I know this song. The drumming, the rhythm breakdown is completely different. We haven't made it through 15 seconds of this song, and already I'm like, this is different. That choppiness. Nice. Whoa.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit.
You guys remember what I told you on the original one we did, where they did Chop Suey, that I said that Addie from Halocene had a very light, airy voice. She wasn't as rich as Violet Orlandi, but her tone sliced like a sword, sliced like a razor blade. And then Violet Orlandi's voice is very rich and low, but yet sultry and full. You just saw it. Oh, Old School Nerd was right. Let's watch it again.
Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere.
That's really good. Cole's legit, man. Okay, this could be one of those reactions that takes me 47 and a half minutes. You're taking 4 vocalists with 4 very unique styles, okay? Let's talk about what we're dealing with here. Okay. Addie, okay. I'm gonna have to look back at her name. I'm sorry. Okay. So Audra, okay. Audra Miller. Okay, so when you're dealing with Violent Orlandi, that deep soul, if you notice that when Addie was singing the very beginning of the verse, it was very sharp, very crisp, clean, and then it dropped right into Violet's, and it seemed kind of out of place because you went from one type of vocal, this one right here, okay, this one right there, that was, like I said, cuts like a knife, very high, clear, soft, yet stab you in the eye. And then you're dealing with Violet, who is very, again, soulful, rich, very sultry, and is powerful, but yet it's a different style. And it was a little off-putting at first, but it served a purpose because when they joined up, their harmonizing was amazing. Similarly, as we go into this, when you're talking about Audra's voice sounds very musical, like a musical, like Broadway, like performance vocalist, not metal. Maybe pop, maybe a little jazz. It's a different tone. And then you pair her up, with Lauren Babic, who is literally, now, if Addie is the most vocally like Steve Perry of Journey, Lauren is most like the power of Steve Perry. Here's the thing. All of you are going to say, well, I like Violet more, or I like Lauren more, or I like Addie, or I like Audra. Here's the thing. No matter which style you like, when all 4 of them get together, that shit's going on your playlist. Tell me I'm wrong. Watch. That sounded more like a video game from the 80s than music. You caught that? That sounded more like Oh man, that was straight off an arcade sound in the 80s. Oh, which is interesting because that's pretty much where this whole situation comes from. I'm gonna back out of the way for a second just so I can tell you guys something that I noticed, something that a lot of you are gonna notice too, but just to kind of give you a thought of what's in my head. Because remember, this is a reaction of what I'm thinking, and if you really want to know what I'm thinking, unfortunately, this is what I'm thinking. God, I could really use a donut right now. No, that's not what I'm thinking. Watch. Okay, I'm out of the way now. Okay. I find, and this is just a personal opinion, but it is fairly accurate. I find that Addie's voice, her accents come through a nasal whining. It's very nasular, her accents. So if you like that sound, if you like that tone, that's totally cool. It is not my favorite. Okay. But she's amazing. And she's amazing for her band Halocene. Now, likewise, Violet Orlandi, all of her accents come from her embouchure. Instead of coming through her nasal, doing a nasular accent, it comes from the embouchure. She opens her mouth very openly, like very, and by doing that, it allows her to bring her nose with it. She can draw it out with her embouchure. It's the throat to do that. Audra, very clear. Rather than using her nasal cavity or her embouchure to give accents, she does accents with her neck and her motions to cut notes off and lift her chin, because she sings only from her chest voice, but in a very controlled motion. That's her style. Then you have Lauren, who belts the shit out of anything around her. If she gets into a position where she needs to raise the bar, the amount of air she pushes through with her diaphragm, it all comes from right here. And all she does is uses her jawline to project her power through. Now, all four styles, very beautiful. All four styles have their place. I feel that in certain parts of the song, when you put Lauren and Audra together, they harmonize very well. When you put Lauren and Addie together, they harmonize really well. Where you start running into, and also when you put Lauren and Violet or Audra and Violet together, they do really well. There's only two harmonizations that I'm noticing in the song that are almost a little like it's pushed on you, like it doesn't really fit. It's Addie's nasal accents with the embouchure of Violet. When they harmonize, it's like too much of the e and the it doesn't coincide. And anytime you put all four of them together, there is such a difference in the tonals of each one of them that there is a symbioticness that doesn't match up. For instance, in this carry portion here, each one of the singers got to do a different part of the lead on the harmonization. When I play it, you're going to realize it and go, well, wait a minute. Why does it sound so different when each one of them does it? It's because when they do the 4-song mix, they know, the producer and the arranger and the director of this song knows that they can't put all 4 of them on the same volume because it's going to sound muddy. That's when your vocal cues, accents do not blend well. We refer to it as being muddy. So they'll let one of them be louder in the PA or louder in the feed than the others, so the other ones are harmonizing and one is leading. For instance, watch the differences in the tone. All 4 of them are singing as we go through each individual leader. So we're going to start with Addie leading, then it's going to go to Violet leading, then Audra, then Lauren. Watch the differences when each one of them is leading. It's a little different depending upon who's leading the harmonizing. Ready? Watch this. Here it comes. See? In this part, watch. This is the one where Addie is leading the 4. Listen to how you hear her nasal accents above the harmonizing of everyone else, and it almost seems out of place. Listen. Even though all 4 of them are on the screen, Addie is much louder than the rest of them. They're harmonizing to her, and you can hear it. Now it's Violet's turn. Audra. And then Lauren. Now the placement was great, by the way, because they put Lauren at the end, which is where you should, because at the end of the verse, there is that belt. And if you're going to put the belt there, you're going to have to put Lauren. Okay, so now that we've heard that, let's go on and listen to more of the blend. I really love this song. I just don't know if I love... Is it too much? Here comes the Atari tag on the end of this guitar solo. No, it sounds literally like a 1980s Atari, you just won the game thriller celebration sound. Watch. It does. They should just do the whole song like that. Just Lauren, do it Leo style. Why the hell not? It took Brad 14 million hours to edit it.
2020 with this cover for several reasons. Firstly, this year has been so rough on so many of us, and we wanted to make something that could inspire hope. Secondly, all of us, Violet, F211, Cole, and Lauren, we've all been at this so long, and as cheesy as it sounds, we never stopped believing. We are celebrating our 12th year on YouTube, and it did not come easy. It took us 6 years to even just hit 10,000 subscribers. We worked office jobs to pay for studio gear. We played this song, Don't Stop Believin', at like hundreds of weddings to be able to pay our bills. So to be playing it for you now with 500,000 subscribers is just overwhelmingly amazing. Thank you so much to all of our friends and family that helped us and believed in us. Make sure you subscribe to everybody in this video if you haven't already, and see you in 2021 with a new original song.
Now, what's really cool is, I gotta be honest with you, I have subscribed to all of these people because they're all amazing. Even Cole with his Atari sounding guitar solo portion. This is the part of the video where you're not gonna be happy with me, and I can't help myself, but this is what I do. I do reactions, and when I do reactions, I don't hold back, and I usually say exactly what I'm thinking. Now, I will listen to anything that this woman puts out by herself. I will also listen to anything that this woman puts out by herself, because vocally, by themselves, they blow me away. I probably would not care to listen to a lot of Halocene with just Addie singing solo, because Addie's voice is it's beautiful, but I hear so much of her nasalness. It's like she never gets out of her nasal cavity, and that nasal vocal sound doesn't hit me. Now, it hits a lot of people. They have 500,000 subscribers. And my preference does not mean that you should not check them out, because I'm subscribed to their channel and I want to see everything they do because they're really good at what they're doing. Now, I have not heard a lot of Miss Audra. I hope to hear more from her. Now that I've said that, let me also say this. You put Violet and Lauren together doing a collaboration, all about it. You put Lauren and Addie with Halocene in a combination, I'm all over it. Because both of those two combinations work very, very well together. Also, I did see one video with Addie and Violet that was amazing. And I'm looking forward to doing more of that well. Because we saw Chop Suey. Chop Suey blew us away with all three of them. And Addie's, the nasalness in her vocals didn't come through on that song like it did on this one. And a lot of it may have to do with this. Audra is able to hit the Steve Perry mids, normal voice. Lauren, when she tries to hit the Steve Perry vocals, powers through in her own way. Power belting. Adele style, right? She's still a power alto, but damn it, I'm just going to power through. She's going to respect it anyway. Violet, she ain't going soprano for anybody, Jack. That ain't her way. So she's going to take the low register, which means it only means that Addie's stuck having to hit the Steve Perry high. Now, we've seen some of other stuff by Halocene where Addie did not sound with a lot of nasalness in her vocals because she was singing power alto, which is why when she sings power alto with Lauren, Violet, in any combination, it is amazing. I just feel on this video only, this song only, that putting Addie in the position where she had to take the high all the time left her in that range where she had to go very much in her nasal cavity to get up there, and it made her voice sound very whiny as compared to the other singers. Now, that does not mean that Addie's not amazing. Go watch any of the other songs she's singing where she isn't stuck taking the high, and she rocks it. But in this song, it was a little bit of a disservice to her vocals on this song that she was stuck on the high register. But then again, if she doesn't do it with these four singers, who's going to? You're not going to ask Violet to do it. You're certainly not going to ask Lauren to do it. Could Audra do it? Maybe. I don't know. I haven't seen enough of Audra. But at the end of all of it, if you've made it to the end of this part and didn't immediately, when I said nasal voice, stop it and just shit on me in the comments, you're going to listen to what I'm finally going to say about this. I think that Addie doing the highs on purpose and pushing through them, even though it made her voice seem a little strained and nasally, was because she's going to sacrifice herself for the good of the song. She's going to take the hard part. She's going to take the heavy load. Just like Lauren's going to be the one that's going to power, scream, and belt with the band for that one section, she's going to do it. Just like Violet is sitting there doing the low-registered alto backing vocals through almost the entire song with a couple of tags, and Audra's barely in the song except to harmonize and do her little tags too. So everyone in this song, everyone in this video had to sacrifice themselves for the good of the whole. Whether it be Addie's having to sacrifice the ability or her part where she could get into the lower rangers and really do that rich voice we all love for her to do, or the other ones having him stitch them into little parts. When you do a large collaboration, this is what you run into, where everyone has to have a spot and not all of them work out best for everyone. Someone has to lose. Well, I can tell you right now, just watching this video and the amount of work they went into it and sacrifice they did for this, I can tell you who didn't lose. All of us. Thank you to all of the performers on this video. You did Journey proud. And what a way to end 2020. What a way to end this week. I don't even know what I'm going to do next week, because I can tell you right now, we just ended on a weekend of amazing female vocalists right after Leo doing Queen songs and, well, that special thing for the 25,000 subscribers that you guys probably have figured out by now. Yeah, what a week. What a year. Thank you. Thank you.